All right, dear viewer, like I have always told you, occasionally or of course daily, always we will be interfacing each other live on Talk&Talk TV, and today is yet again another edition of one of our numerous discussions that we continue to hold. Yes, I have told you we do so many other things, not just in music, not just the entertainment, not business. We also have issues that affect the community, communities that we live in, probably from your doorstep, something that might be happening right inside your house or on your compound. And we choose to pick some of these issues once in a while to discuss or talk about in order to fix our community, ourselves. You start with yourself before you actually go to fix some other thing. I still remain Mungulenia, Patricia, your host, and today again we are in Forua village, but not at the same spot. This is a very different spot. We are at Kana 2 guest house. Yes, it is located in Forua. I believe there, I think Kana has 2 branches. One is Kana 1, then this is Kana 2 down in Forua. And today we're going to be talking about teenage pregnancy. You can choose to call it early pregnancy, coupled with that is early marriages that are happening, because it is one of the issues that is actually affecting our community. Though at some point it seems to be something like normal, a new normal that we are trying to live with, but then slowly or deep down beneath, it is affecting the community. It is biting up how the community is actually supposed to live. We have values that were actually taken up in the African traditional society that we feel, since we are into a transition, the world is so dynamic, we need to actually transition together with the world. That's why we are fighting so much to eradicate this. Now, today we're going to be talking to one of the people from the communities. I believe she is one of the people who actually interfaces most. As being a social worker, she has the privilege to see around wherever she moves, wherever she interacts with people, to actually observe these things that are going on in the community. And that is none other than Madam Ambua, Gloria. Clara, she's an accountant and a social worker as well. So I believe we are talking to the rightful person. Straight up to Madam Gloria, so that we fix this country. We start by fixing Madi. We go to West, now we go to Northern Uganda, then we go to the world at large. So you're most welcome. Good evening, Madam Gloria.
Good evening.
You're most welcome to Talk&Talk TV live. Yes, we do various stuffs here, and I'm very privileged to actually be a host of you in this edition of our discussion today.
Thank you so much, Mungulenia, Patricia.
Maybe someone will be like, I pronounced your name wrongly. You can first go on again so that they be sure she's the one I know.
Okay.
Yes.
To start with that, my name is called Ambua, Gloria, Clara. Yeah.
Okay, that is very good. Like I said, she's a social worker. I actually love to take that part more, because I believe social working is actually more into this. Now, straight away, looking at early pregnancy or teenage pregnancies with early marriages, I want you to first give us an overview of early marriage, the teenage pregnancies that we are seeing, that I said seem to be like something which is very normal, yet it is not.
To start with, I think the topic at hand here is something so crucial, and it is really so much kind of eating up our communities. I'm sure not only here in Germany,
not really.
Quite a lot of places, the whole country, and even outside countries. It is really an important matter at hand, and it has to be handled and, if possible, eliminated. So I would like to start with letting our viewers know what actually this early pregnancy and early marriage is. In just normal layman terms and understanding, early pregnancy is, let me say, it's a situation where females get, usually in between the age of 13 to 17, get involved in sexual engagement and eventually gets pregnant. I'm taking that range of between 13 to 17 years because for us, at the context of Uganda, we say that a person who is at the age of 18 is already an adult.
An adult, yes.
So being an adult, someone at exactly age of 18, even if this person gets pregnant, we assume that person is old enough to take responsibilities. To go to the side of early marriage, it can be a formal or an informal union between two people. It can be between a child and a child, I mean a girl child and a boy child, or between a girl child and an adult. Yeah, so that is just in layman terms. Okay. This.
And now looking at early pregnancies and the early marriage happening in our communities, basically we're actually looking at this time around Madi, and we extend to other parts because you start fixing, they say charity begins at home. And now, as a social worker, what are some of the possible causes that you have seen is or could be one of the reasons as to why the rate of early pregnancies and the marriages is so high in the country or in the region? Some possible causes as you move out there, maybe in the communities, what causes have you seen as in that lead to this?
Yeah, there are quite very many causes of this that leads to this early pregnancies and marriage, but there are some core. One of these major causes of this act is the use of drugs.
Okay.
And basically alcoholism among the teenage age, the young children, let me say. If we take currently, the way children have been exposed to these drug abuse generally is so high. Let's take a scenario of the common alcohols we have, almost all shops we have these things and they are quite cheap, they are not very expensive. Yes. You find even our fellow young sisters can easily access this, or through even the friends they have, boyfriends, they buy for ladies, and it is something that is obvious because you find, let's take a scenario of a young girl of about, let's say 16, maybe having a boyfriend. Of course, the generation right now has gone to another level. You find children of 15, 16 years already having boyfriends. So you find this girl, this young girl, takes some booze and gets tipsy, and at an extent, she no longer cares or knows about herself so well. And in the course of this, you find, let me say, the men, the boys, usually take advantage of this. Okay. You are drunk, you don't know anything, someone gets the chance to go into you as a woman. Obviously, if you're not in the right times, you end up getting pregnant. So the use of drugs, alcohol, this affects both the boy, let me say the boy child and the girl child, because of course we know what alcohol can do to a person. Yeah. Another major cause to this early pregnancy, I may say, is low socio-economic status. This is usually at the level of, at family levels. Let's take, currently we say that children, according to statistics, we see the children who are less privileged, I mean these ones who are from these low-off families, are usually the ones so much exposed to these early pregnancies, because you find they have a lot of things, family issues. You find poverty is so much eaten up, especially in our deep down in the villages. We have issues of education. Education is not proper. So you find girls have a lot of challenges. So you find usually people now try to seek for attention attention outside home. And now that is a factor that is pushing our young girls out to go and meet maybe people, other outside people to support them. Maybe you meet your boyfriend, you need some support, you need this, you need the other one. Parents cannot provide because they are not poor, but they cannot actually reach that level. So because of that, you find people seek attention outside. And in the due course of that, you find this girl is actually exposed to men and so on. Eventually, can easily get pregnant in the course of mingling with these persons. Another major factor here can be like peer pressure. This pressure usually can be from within friends.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let me say the elderly people, the older friends. The older friends. Yeah. You find a young girl. You're still 15. You're 16. You're 14. You like staying with people who are 20.
I know.
These ones who are married,
actually
they
not
came
staying,
back home.
comparing yourself with
Someone is married, has a kid, is back home to the parents' house. You want to befriend this person. So the things these two different people usually discuss
are not matters of this young girl's age.
Yeah, that is it. So you find this girl gets so much exposed to other things she's not supposed to actually know at that age, and due to because this person wants to explore and also know what is actually happening, so you find she ends up getting into other things which are way bigger than her. Another core factor is issues of night movements. Do I say nightclubs? This is really common.
So common.
So common because right now, let's take you go to our common disco halls, the ones we have in the local communities, in our villages. You'll find some girls and boys you see even get soaked yourself. You see a girl, of course you don't know the age, but when you estimate, you think this person is around 15, 14, but the way the person is behaving really soaks you off. So this cause, you know, our young sisters escape for discos, they do. And you know, night, usually we say night is always a dark side of that day. And what people do in the dark, sometimes it's other things. Yeah. So you find this discos has so much exposed ladies out. They end up meeting with a lot of different people, good ones and the bad ones. So because of that, you find they actually get involved in these early sexual relationships, and in the course they also can just get pregnant, not intended, when they are not actually. When it's not their intention to do. The lack of education and information about reproduction, this is directed from, actually coming from our parents. You'll find these days most parents actually don't really give that time to bring together the children, especially the girls. You find the mother, has about 4 or 5 girls in the same house, but has actually no time to talk to these girls. That's true. These are now girls who are at their adolescent age. These are girls who are now at the discovery age.
Actually, they require more attention than they have ever done.
Sure. So because of that, because of not giving time for these children, you find they end up discovering things themselves. They want to go and know what is there. So in the course of the movement, trying to discover, trying to see, or even copy friends, you see your friend is doing this, you also want to be like her. In the course of that, you find our dear young sisters get so much exposed to the outside world, which has actually so much led to the increase of these early pregnancies and eventually early marriage. Yeah, basically, I think those are major factors that has really pushed to that factor.
Most times, I be having maybe gigs, maybe I have events to host at night, or maybe I am moving with one of the friends who does music and has a show. And then the kind of people we be seeing on the streets, even my friend will be like, but do these people have parents or they don't? Yeah. Because what is this? somebody you expect by this time of the night is at home sleeping. That's why normally I tell people that, okay, I meet some people in the clubs, I like the way they be, you might think this is an adult, then they tell you this person is in P6, is in one
Senior
of the primary
two.
schools, senior 2, senior, you'll be like, what? So this is how actually the world is actually turning, and now you see such kind of things with the causes that you've given, you've talked about. Even I take it as negligence of the parents, though at some point I don't blame it. And then talking about the girls or even the men who indulge these girls into these issues, some of the things they are all part of this. They all contribute. They're actually stakeholders to this. So according to you, like in your own perception, if you were to support someone and blame someone, like I said, one of these stakeholders, whether the parent, whether the man, whether the girl child, whom will you go for and why? And whom will you not go for and why?
If you take this factor in general, actually there's no direct person not to be blamed and to be blamed. By this I mean a lot of people actually influence this. I would like to start with the girl child. Actually, our sisters, let me say the underage, the below 18 group, teenagers, let me say, the major causes of this. Okay, we know that at a time T in your age, you really need that direct attention from parents in terms of guidance and whatever, everything. But sometimes we don't get these things. But as a woman, as a girl, you have to take responsibility of yourself.
That's
you have
true.
to be your first security. You have to take care of yourself like, yes, I love myself.
And not to cut you short, sometimes I tell these young girls, sometimes men will treat you the way you present yourself to them. If you present yourself to a man like I'm this, maybe I'm here, I'm a jumpy person, I have a lot of kemelembele, I'm this kind of person, they'll take you and treat you that way. If you present yourself like somebody who respects yourself, they'll also take you and treat you that way. They'll be like, hey, this one is a good girl, let's not spoil this one, maybe kind of like that.
That is very true. So still under that, you find, like you said, men usually take advantage of ladies because of what they see in you. Of course, you see a man just comes to me today and then be like, Gloria, you know, you're this, you're this, you're this. If I also dance according to that tune, he comes and can easily take an advantage of me. Again, this same person may likely again push to Patricia and be like, you know, this. And if you fail to dance according to his tune, that is when you get yourself saved. So I so much blame our dear sisters, especially the age we are talking about, because of not being so careful about themselves. Like I said earlier, you find parents, sometimes they really don't get that support from the parents or their elder sisters and whatever. But if only you present yourself the right way, it will always go well with you. Yeah.
Like you've seen in communities, when you maybe if you go to a village and then you ask maybe, do you know so and so? What they'll tell you, that one, she's a good girl. She's a respected. She's from this and that. You know how they be giving comments about you, how they recommend you. And then it means it starts with you. I know there are sometimes there are people who behave like bad girl. I don't want to use the other words, and yet deep down they are not that kind of people. But still, once you're taken that way and you get exposed to some of these factors, obviously you will decide to dance according to that tune and forget of what you have actually been yourself initially. Now, early marriages, the teenage pregnancies, with all these causes and who to blame, are there some outcomes of this, whether positive or negative, possibly the effects, yes, of teenage pregnancies and early marriages, whether it affects in a good way on this person or in a bad way? If so, what are they?
Coming to the effects of these early pregnancies and the early marriages, it like you said, it has both the good and the at a greater extent the negative effect actually, because here we are talking about a child, a girl child.
Yes.
We are not talking about
an
the big
underaged
people.
person.
Yeah, that's why most of the effects will really be negative. One of these major effects is it has really increased the number of school dropouts in our communities. The age we are talking about here are children who are in between, let's talk of 14 to around 17, because you know girls today, they grow up so fast. You find a girl of 15 and you think this girl is already 19, 20,
Yeah,
and she tells you I'm 15 and you be like, you're lying, this is not your age. There's also this common thing people say like, girl, ladies don't talk about their real ages, but they do, because someone grows up very fast and attains a good body, and people see you're big, you're old enough. So school dropout has really been is at an increase because now a girl who gets pregnant at school obviously will have to first leave school for a certain number of years. It might,
in order to take care
of this child. The pregnancy, you eventually give birth to a child, then also nurse this child to at least some age, before you can go back to school. And if you really see, it is again rare that these people usually go back to school, because you get pregnant, it comes with disappointment to the family and so on. You find parents get angry with you, they give up on you. Others even send you to now get married. You become a
disappointment to them.
That is it. So you find they just give up, like, now that one has gotten what she wanted, let her be, let her get married. She feels maybe marriage is the best thing. Go and feel it. Let her go and enjoy and so on. So if it is now to that extent, you just know that this girl might not actually go back to school. And now, assuming this is a senior 2 girl, that is the end of it. And with our current Uganda, senior 2
is actually nothing.
Senior 2 actually, you have no difference with someone who has not gone to school. Someone who has not gone to school, you actually have no difference, because you are just the same.
Pencil, it can be erased with rubber.
There's another negative effect about this is loss of identity of for a new life. You know, you are a child. I'm a girl of maybe 16. I'm a child. I'm supposed to be taken care of by my parents. I'm supposed all my responsibility are supposed to be resting on other people, maybe my elder brothers, my elder sisters, and so on, actually family. But now, you get pregnant, you automatically lost identity of being a child. You have to start taking up responsibility of motherhood now. You have become something else. You give birth to your baby. You have to start nursing this child. Like, you are no longer the child you're supposed to be. You are now a mother, a child mother, we can say. So that is another bad effect upon that. Another is a poor health condition of this mothers, this young mothers, this child mothers. I'm sure our viewers out there, we all know that these children, these people, this category we are talking about, health-wise, they're not doing very well. Not that they're always sick, but you see someone looks like somebody who is malnourished, no proper care, no what.
Sometimes
because,
depression.
Depression is there because you're married to another young man. Child-to-child marriage. You cannot take care of yourselves. The parent has already given you out to this boy. The boy is again another young, and you know, so it is really hard. Health-wise, they usually suffer. You find the baby is not also doing well. The baby is always sick. The baby is having malaria, no treatment. You go to the hospital. Like, there are really a lot of challenges when it comes to the health of the mother and at the same time the child. Again, this factor has really increased the number of deaths, kinda, in our communities. This is through abortion. You find you're still a young girl. You get pregnant when you're 16, you're in senior 2, senior 3, or senior 4. you want to also try to control it. Like, my people should not know that I've already messed up. Daddy cannot know because daddy loves you so much, you know, a lot of things. So you find this child will think of the otherwise. Oh, let me remove the child, let me abort the child. What happens in the course of this abortion? Of course, death comes automatically for the child, for the fetus. But now the mother either survives or also goes.
Yeah, it's like a do or die.
Yeah, actually, that is also another major negative effect of these early marriages to basically the mother and the child. The positive one, it is people, let's take this in line of the community, parents-wise. Some people do benefit. Like I said, this thing can be from a child and an adult marriage. Yeah, you're young, you're still 17, but you happen to marry a man of 30 years who is wealthy. In that line, you find some parents just give because they know there's something to, they have something to get in benefit. They give out the girl into marriage, maybe to a man who is supportive, and if this man takes good care of this girl and also supports this girl's family, that will benefit the family positively, not negatively. Basically that.
Okay. I just remembered something, like we're talking about this as in, but then back in the days, they used to look at, still some people believe in it, ladies, they look at them as
the fact of wealth.
Yeah, I'm a mother of 2 girls, and then it's always my mother and the rest of the people who said, after all, these are girls. They marry me. What? That's how they be saying it. So I be thinking about those things, and yet you don't mind about this person, what this person is going to go through. So dear viewer, once again, you're tuned to that is, or you're viewing Talk&Talk TV, that brings you each and everything that you need to catch up with, from entertainment to edutainment to informative views, ideas, opinions, discussions that we bring for you. Just go to your YouTube and search for Talk&Talk TV, and you subscribe, and also tap on the bell so that you get notifications each time we actually upload new discussions for you or new contents for you on the page. Now, about to wind up, but before we get there, maybe briefly they tell us about some measures that can be taken against early pregnancy and early marriages, maybe as a parent, as a community leader, and as a concerned member of the community.
About the measures, it is really the responsibility of the entire community, regardless of who you are, to really take part into seeing that these early marriages, early pregnancy actually, and early marriages can get rid in our communities. This, first and foremost, I really call upon the family, the support from family, actually, the closest people to this category. Of course, we all actually, if not all, at least the biggest percentage of families, we have this adolescent age group, or this young age group in our families. Let's be the eyes, the ears to these children. Let's be the people who will always talk to these children and make sure that they are always on the right path. Whether you're the parent, you may not be the direct parent to a girl, but you might be a neighbor. Yes, but if you see someone is actually not on the right track, let it be a part of you to actually make sure this person gets onto the right track. By that support, let's talk to these people, parents. Let's not leave our girls, and at the same time, the boy child as well. Let's not leave them behind. Let's always talk to them and make them know what actually they're supposed to be doing at the right time and at the right place.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. And maybe any last words, conclusive remarks to the viewer about our topic of discussion for today?
To conclude with,
Or maybe a word or words of caution, because what will I say? It's
any
a
of that can
serious
work.
matter.
Yeah. In line with that, we have discussed quite a lot of things, which I'm sure will open the eyes, the ears of the community out there. There are some we have not been able to actually talk about, but then we have a lot of ways of knowing these things. We have the social media,
We are
we
in a
have
digital
quite a
world.
lot of ways of knowing how to really control or try to really work out to eliminate this vice in our communities. I will call upon all of us in the communities, in our various at home level, community level, district level, involving all parties, the government, the private sector. Let's all work together to see that this early child marriage or teenage marriage
It's
is
chased
out of our communities and reduced, which will also eventually reduce on the number of early marriages, because early pregnancy is actually one of the major factors that push people to get married. I'm sure if we're able to control early pregnancy, we'll be able to work out on the cases of early marriages.
That's true. Thank you very much. It has actually been a very nice moment of discussion with you, Madam Gloria, and I believe we shall still catch up again next time. Thank you, dear viewer, for giving us so much of your time to see to it that actually we change this community in each and every way possible. Like I did say earlier on, I have been Mungulenia Patricia, your host. That has been my moment with Madame Ambua, Gloria, Clara on Don't Touch TV Live. Thank you so much for viewing. We shall catch up again another time, possibly if God wishes well for us, of which I believe He will. Bye-bye for now. Till next time.